My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to the Defect, the Ascension climbs thereof. Time for the Ascension 7. Ascension Mode 7, Elite spawn more often, normal enemies are deadlier, elites are deadlier, bosses are deadlier, heal less after boss battles, start each one damage, normal enemies are tougher. So deadlier means more damage and tougher means more HP, just in case you were wondering. 50% of my current HP for 14 max is really garbage. In fact, all of these options are pretty bad. I'm gonna change. Okay. Inserter, every 2 turns gain an orb slot. So what I really want to do with this is a frost build, right? And especially since we have the inserter, we have a consistent generation of orb slots, so we can take Consume and Glacier and then we'll basically be unkillable. But it's whether or not we can get those that's the problem. So I'm actually going to take like a super safe path early because this build is not going to be powerful early. I'll tell you that one for free. Especially due to the fact that we traded our opening relic. We're not really going to have opening damage at all. Our dual cast, if we draw it before the zap, is going to be garbage right now. Glacier, holy shit. In our first pick? I'm going to take the max HP damage here. I can't take the damage. Glacier was in our first pick. I want to go fruit juice card removal. It's 5 max HP. Money isn't going to be a super huge concern for us. Yeah. I actually want to get dual cast out of this deck right now. Primary reason being, if I do draw it before the zap, it's garbage. We'll be using the fruit juice in a battle. Like, I was extremely clear there. We're going to be using it in a battle literally as soon as we get into it. Okay. So I did look, by the way, in that previous shop at the Doom and Gloom for a couple of milliseconds before I turned it down. And the primary reason that I turned it down is because while I do understand the power of Dark Orbs, and I ran a lot of Dark Orbs in my own spare time. Oh. This is actually hard. I think I upgrade Hologram. I think I take an upgrade Hologram. Well, the first upgrade has to be on Zap and then Hologram, right? Well, I do like Dark Orbs. Without... It's going to be difficult to find a way to evoke them, right? Because I'm going to get one more orb slot every 2 turns. So I'm not going to evoke the Dark Orb by channeling enough orbs to fill my complement, pushing the Dark Orb off the front. And I'm not going to do it, or rather I could have done it via dual cast, but then Dark Orb would have to be the first one in my line. Otherwise I'm going to have to dual cast multiple times. And when's that going to happen? I'm basically looking for reliability. Here I should hologram, see if I get my zap back, and I do. Then fully defend. Another pickup here that would be really, really handy would be Loop. This is 8 block in a turn, and enemy is dead. Beautiful. Okay, Chaos is actually super interesting because Chaos either gives us Lightning or Frost, both of which I'm really happy to have, or it gives me Plasma, which I'm ecstatic to have, or it gives me Dark. And an upgraded version of Chaos is going to give me 2 orbs, and then my orb generation between Chaos and Glacier is going to allow me to possibly push those off the front and have a great effect from them. This is rough. This is going to be a rough fight. I'm actually going to prevent 10 damage here by killing you. Not a super huge fan of the fact that, you know, Glacier is in my bottom 2 cards here. We do need to get something like Chill and then upgrade that. And that is because an upgraded Chill would be innate, which means that in fights like this, we would have something that we can do on turn 1 that will keep us alive. Defense. Just play defensively. As long as I basically play the Glacier that comes up next turn, I think we're safe. For, let me just do a quick calculation here. Ever. Attack potion, add a random attack to your hand. I could currently take auto shields or impulse or cool-headed and be pretty happy with any of them. Is it impulse? Why is it impulse? Well, we generate a lot of orbs quite quickly. Worst case scenario, it's trash. It does nothing. But this has a much higher potential than either of these other two. Vajra, studies combat with +1 strength. That's hopefully going to have no impact on our run. I will upgrade a card here just because it's super important that hologram's upgraded. Upgrade Chaos. Next upgrade is Impulse and then Glacier. I'm also actually probably going to move to remove a card here. We do need to kill the Looter as soon as possible. This deck is going to have difficulty killing things quickly. Or at the very least, it's going to have difficulty killing things quickly until I... Hang on. Just focus on my defense there for a turn. Yeah, this Looter is going to be difficult. Until I pick up the Barrage. So you're going to defend next turn. There is no way that I am killing that Looter. That's just not happening. Because I'm going to be weakened this turn anyway from the Acid Slime. So 46 damage. Well, I mean, it would have been 39 damage. 39 damage. I looked at my next hands, or rather my likely next hands. That just wasn't going to happen. That wasn't coming together. So you get away with some of my money here, which is super unfortunate because the next space is a shop and I've already removed 1 card from my deck. Chill! Sorry. That was probably the least chill I could have been about chill. Was gold-plated cable. That's really powerful. It's a relic version of Loop, but Loop activates your rightmost orb at the start of each turn. Gold-plated cable means your rightmost orb triggers its passive an additional time. That might seem the same, but if I use Impulse, for example, all of my orbs do their passive. Gold-plated cables will make it do it twice, whereas Loop will have no effect in that circumstance. I'm actually kind of just looking at self-repair, just to keep myself alive. Is that dumb? Is that dumb to take self-repair over Doom and Gloom here? Doom and Gloom upgrade, it's 14 to 15. I mean, let's look at Vajra. AoE plus Dark. Dark is... I mean, having at least 1 source of Dark in the deck is going to be pretty good. Oh... I'm actually also looking at boot sequence. It's basically just paying for anchor that takes a card slot, but it will help us slow the game down so that we can get to our Glacier, our Zap, and fill our complement until we're safe. There's actually a lot of really reasonable options here. I think there is an argument to be made for each self-repair, boot sequence, and Doom and Gloom. I think the argument for Doom and Gloom that's the strongest is next floor and the floor after becomes heavy AoE, so what do I have to deal with AoE? I was actually about to take boot sequence, but I think as soon as I said that sentence, I've convinced myself that I have to take the Doom and Gloom. See, this is the worst case scenario for Impulse, which I was talking about before. So 14 block or... Yeah, it's 14 block. Alright, I only have 3 energy. I'll chill Chaos so that I can start pushing some of those Frost Orbs off the front. This isn't good. It's difficult to evoke the orbs that get at the back, though. Consume. Snap pick, immediate upgrade as well. It's perfect. This is the build that I wanted to run for a super long period of time. I'm gonna Chaos first. Yeah, just in case they were Dark Orbs so that they were at the front of the pack. Boom. This next attack is going to be pretty devastating, which is why I wanted to try and get as much out there as possible. That said, it looks like I'm probably not going to be transforming you this turn, which is actually fine. We're defended for 30. Yeah, this is getting pretty insane. The enemy is going to split this turn. I don't really have a debate in that. Because the lightning orbs are going to do it. You know the lightning orbs have to do it to them. Channel A Chaos and Lightning first. Single strike on that backline means that we can burn the slime out of our deck rather than attack again. 10 damage incoming. Consume is actually killing a card that I kind of want right now. Okay. I'm going to hologram back Doom and Gloom. Play it. So we're taking a lot of damage here, but basically everything's within range of dying. Kind of the idea. Okay. And then a single AoE would do it, or, you know, we can Chaos. Then a hologram back the Chaos. Then we can Chaos again. Somehow, I think that'll work. All for one Meteor Strike and Seek. We're not going to have the ability to play Meteor Strike. We did see an Enlightenment before, but, you know, that's before. I couldn't have taken the Enlightenment or the Madness. In fact, there was actually a discussion about this in the comment section. I couldn't have taken the Enlightenment or the Madness in hopes that I just happened to end up getting Meteor Strike. That's super optimistic. Meteor Strike is one of 20, I think, rare cards. Sunder is one of the way more uncommon cards. It's just not super likely. I think I actually just take Seek here. Replaces itself, at least. I'm looking kind of at the Astrolabe here. No. Between having Glacier, Doom and Gloom, Glacier, Consume, you know, those kinds of things. Consume, Doom and Gloom, obviously. Like, all of our 2 energy combinations, I'm going to need extra energy. I think giving my enemies extra strength is just going to kill me. Like, it's going to mean that it takes more for us to stabilize with them. I think I have to take the Velvet Choker here. I don't like the Velvet Choker. I think it is a fundamentally flawed energy relic. I think a lot of the energy relic design is fundamentally flawed. But I do think it's also pretty much necessary here. I would consume Hologram if I could, but instead I'm going to consume Glacier Chill. So now I have 15 in my passive defense, which is pretty ridiculous. Zap plus Chaos. I'm actually going to Seek and take a Doom and Gloom. Basically just so that I can start increasing that Dark Orb. Usually this would be a devastating turn, but we only took 10 damage there. This is a pretty devastating turn, though. So as you can see, the Dark Orb is at the back of our party, and because we're getting all of these extra orbs, it's difficult to push it forward. So something that lets me evoke orbs all the way through might be pretty useful. And we'll hologram back the Zap, play it again, to push one of those off the front. I get 22 block. And I also set up for lethal this turn. So, what allows me to evoke orbs that aren't at the front? Look, some evoke options. Actually, Rip and Tear is really powerful here, but what allows me to evoke orbs that are not at the front of my complement? Fission. Fission is the only one that I can immediately think of that allows me to evoke all of my orbs at the same time. Recursion allows me to move things towards the front of the complement. Axe Kick also does that by evoking my front orb. That one I'm not going to want to do that much. This one's much more powerful. This one upgrades to 0 cost. This one is 10 damage 2 times to a no, it has to be the Recursion. I did have to check, though. You can't blame me for that. I did have to check. That's a second Recursion. Wow. This would upgrade 3 strikes and 3 defense. As much as I want to remove them from my deck, the upgrade value is much better right now. And it's also going to help us stabilize. So I'm going to put the Doom Gloom at the front of the party and then Zap behind it. Alright, I'm going to Seek Recurse. Because now I can keep the Dark Orb with the same power at the back. And then I can Glacier to get it back to the front so that my next Recursion can hit it again as well. Or not. That's fine too, I guess. See, Barrage is my damage dealer, right? Outside of the Dark Orbs, and the Dark Orbs are kind of unreliable. I wanted to go for this shop, then that Elite. But I'm now looking at this Rest, right? Because I do want to upgrade Chill. I want to upgrade Recursion. I want to upgrade the other Recursion. I want to upgrade Impulse. All of those are actually quite high power upgrades. And then the Barrage as well. All right, I think I dodged that one. See, this is the problem, right? Impulse before I get anything else. This is why I was initially hesitant to pick it up, and it looks like I was kind of correctly hesitant. Okay. It's just Glacier defend there. It's a boring turn. Now, thankfully, I know that this turn is going to be the... Or rather, I knew that this turn was going to be the Whittling Spores or whatever it's called. Okay, I'm going to seek for Consume before I do anything. Then I'll Doom and Gloom and Chill just to put the Doom and Gloom further forwards. Yeah. I'm just going to upfront deal that damage. It's a lot of damage that we get to deal, and then we get to generate a bunch more orbs. Okay, this is a fun one. So we'll Recurse, then we'll Impulse. So this is now upgraded from that, and then we Doom and Gloom to push it off of the front, killing. So the Recursions were definitely the correct pickup there, I believe. Speaking of... Chill. I should have upgraded Chill first. It's a really cheap removal. I'm actually looking at that Impulse and thinking, did I make a mistake? I think I can take an Elite. I could Chaos, Hologram Chaos, but the safer play is just Glacier Chaos. Well, actually, it's Chaos Glacier. So this is protecting against 13 damage. Fine, we'll fully protect ourselves. Recurse, Recurse, Zap to pop that off the front. Do I want to take 6 damage this turn? There's too many cards that I could have drawn with that Swift Potion that I would have been really sad to draw, like Consume. This is an opportunity for 20 damage. How many opportunities for 20 No, I defend. I defend. Don't convince yourself otherwise. I do need to try and keep more of a Frost Complement at most times if I can do it. So I think, in fact, here I'm going to seek for Glacier. So Glacier at the moment is 27. The incoming damage is 28. So hologramming something back. Actually, Doom and Gloom Chill is fine. What? Alright, we didn't get the full value there. You need to wait for the orbs completely to generate before you do anything. Before you end your turn, otherwise you won't get the full value of whatever you generated. Which I know as well, so I shouldn't have made that mistake. Okay, we'll Consume first so that we can lower our orb slots so that we can make sure that we kill here. Or a Calcum if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. Well, I mean, the block that we get is primarily from our Frost Orbs, right? So the Frost Orbs and the Orichalcum will trigger at the same time. That's going to be quite handy. Loop upgrade, definitely. Blue Candle, Curse card's going to be played, sure. I think I'm actually just going to avoid Elites now. I think this is a powerful deck against bosses. I think against Elites, it has a much rougher time. Oh, damn. No incoming damage this turn. That's actually really interesting. I'm going to hologram back the Consume, play it, and be pretty pleased with myself, to be honest. And you know what to be honest means, right? It effectively means everything I've said up until this point has been bullshit. Because now I'm going to be honest with you. I think I read that on Reddit. Chill. I did it in that order so that the Lightning Orb is at the front of the complement to be triggered by the loop. What would actually be the best relic in this run? And why is it definitely Calipers? That's an interesting question on why it's definitely Calipers. It is definitely Calipers. I mean, I guess because it would just basically make me a ridiculous tank. I mean, our focus is getting pretty ridiculous. I don't think I would take a second consume because I'm basically drawing consume at the same rate as I'm generating orbs from the inserter right now, which is perfect. That is fine. That is how I want it to be. I need to Smith Chill and I need to Smith Loop. I'm really sad that I'm not resting here, but Chill needs to be in my opening hand because it means that if I get Barrage or Impulse early, it's still going to be useful. But furthermore than that, it is going to help us stabilize as early as we possibly can. Consume, Recurse. Actually gonna get a bit chaotic here as well. Do I want to take 8 damage here so that I can play Loop? Yes. The primary reason behind that is because it meant that this Dark Orb double upgraded itself. So now with any luck, then the recursion, can I double recurse in any way? No. But I can Glacier. Okay. Perfect. I basically just ended up with a bunch of ridiculously powerful Dark Orbs there. Skill Potion, second Barrage, first Echo Form. If I can ever play that Echo Form, it's going to be insane. But can I ever play it? I think I can. I'm really disappointed in what this turn is. It's going to be Chill, Zap, Consume, Defend, Hologram, Zap. Ow. It's a pretty big hit that I didn't want to take there. All right, Echo Form is active, which basically just means we should win. Let's double up on Glacier and play Loop because now we're fully defended. I want self-repair in this deck. I've got to be honest. I'm really sad that I don't currently have self-repair. Mm-hmm. I mean, Double Chaos defends me. Definitely can't go over the Elite there. Chill Glacier is fine. Beautiful. And then there's our first orb slot, so I can consume that immediately. So I'm actually going to be fully defended here anyway, so I'll actually just loot. Thank you, Orichalcum. Well, this one's a little less defensible. So here I think it's going to be Recursion, Impulse, Hologram. You know, protected against 20. Actually, just the Impulse fully protects me. Right? I get another 15 after this. So we Echo Form. I mean, I'll Recurse anyway, but there's no reason to. This turn is almost certainly Double Chaos. Mm-hmm. Well, we're getting a level of damage out there. Just have to hope that I don't get destroyed for it. Yeah, well. Feeling I'm not going to get destroyed for it right now. And we'll consume those 2 orb slots and just let the lightning do its work. Do its grim deed. We've already got darkness in this deck. We don't want an attack that generates only a single frost orb. I have to rest here. I'm really sad about it, but I have to rest. Because this is the champion, right? So basically, in the first half of this fight, I'm just going to have to set up so that I can deal with the champion later. So the first half of this fight, I'm effectively going to stall. I'm going to draw 3 cards here. That's pretty garbage here. I really want to play Echo Form, but that's going to super limit my turn. How limiting is it going to be for my turn? Let's play the skill potion. The champion is like the worst thing that could happen to me. $18. If I double consume here, I mean, that's a lot of consumption super early. I double consume, I recurse, and then we're safe, actually. Or I Glacier. So before the champ transforms, I'm basically just going to try and get my power to pretty ridiculous levels. So that when he does transform, I can pretty just suddenly kill him. Double up on that chaos. We'll recurse. I guess I'm just playing out this entire hand, right? Consume is in there. I'll Seek. I'm just going to take both of these. I'll use the Consume. I'll Recurse Strike. Because this guy is going to get more powerful over time, right? They're going to scale as well. We're scaling way faster than they will, admittedly. But they are also scaling, and I am going to have to watch that. I'm going to double up on my Chaos, because if he transforms this turn, I'm actually really not sad about it. Pull back anything, it really doesn't matter, because I can't play it. Awesome. So I am going to be vulnerable for his first double hit. That's a problem. That's actually going to be a really big problem. So I deal 32 damage this turn. Next turn, I zap, pushing one of these off the front, dealing 23. And Barrage, that's not going to be lethal. Freak. I have to Glacier. So I have just a pretty insane amount of block here. And this is all courtesy of the turns that we took prior to transforming our enemy. We're going to double up on Chaos and then probably Barrage. We'll consume Recurse for the kill. All right. Beating Champion on higher Ascension mode. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Rainbow? I gotta be honest, I actually don't think I take Rainbow. I think Rainbow is a bit expensive. But more than that, it does channel 3. Do have the Chaos as well. Fine. I need the extra energy again. This would give me 3 relics, and then I'd have the ability to burn the negatives, but I need the energy. So this now gives me the ability to consume, draw back using the hologram, and then consume again. That's powerful. That's gas. There is absolutely no path that avoids all elites. There is, however, a path that avoids all but one. I was thinking, do I barrage or do I defend? I think I can actually defend against the worst case scenario of this exploder, so I think I defend. Okay. Let's seek the consume. Play consume. Oh, I double seek, of course. Did I just take Glacier out of my deck willingly? That was dumb. Alright. We'll double Impulse here, and then Chaos, which is just a ridiculous amount of defense. So this is going to defend us against the Exploder's damage. Effectively the whole idea behind that. Yay, you did 30 damage to me, and none of it hit. Hell yeah. Alright, let's hologram back a rainbow and a chaos. And then we'll just use those. Beautiful. Go for the eyes is going to make it more difficult for us to avoid triggering our Velvet Choker. But having a weakness against this boss is going to be pretty good. It's not good enough to slow down the Frost Generation engine. It's not that good. It is good, it's not that good. I mean, I just naturally play all of these, right? Okay. We'll seek, consume, hologram, consume. Beautiful. Now we've just got this Dark Orb that we basically need to evoke for the kill. That'll do. Awesome. Energy Potion, go for the Ice Amplify, leap. Leap. No. Oh god, that's a loop. That's another loop. We get a lot of power in this deck. That's another loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got a couple cards that would be hit by Apotheosis in this deck, but not enough that it's worth. I think I loop and remove. Oh god, no. It's loop. We're gonna get rid of the attack potion and take an Essence of Steel. Now do I remove? Yeah. And we'll remove a strike. We've also got another shop coming up in 2 spaces. 3 spaces, sorry. Only 2 of those spaces are combat though, so in my defense, kind of 2 spaces. Okay. Still took damage there. Alright, we'll seek consume. Consume, hologram, consume. Now, unfortunately for me, none y'all exploding. So my ridiculous amount of defense, it's fine. It's not bad. No one's harmed by it. But it's not super helpful either. At least, not yet. Unfortunately, I would take 8 damage if I played Doom and Gloom, so I'm just not going to. The deck is just dazed. Thankfully, passively we're reasonably defended. See, because 4 dazeds are going into my deck, and I'm only drawing 5 cards a turn, so we're not... This is just a holding pattern. Okay, the frontliner died to the lightning. Well, now I'm just going to double defend, hologram the defend back, play the defend again. Beautiful. 102 damage on this Dark Orb, by the way, because it's triggering twice a turn. Well, bad luck that it's now at the back of the complement. We'll start pushing it forward. Second Essence of Steel. Drop the dex for it. 2 Essences of Steel in that boss fight. That's 8 plated armor in the boss fight is... Ooh. I actually need my defense here. So I'm going to chill before I zap, then I'm going to double loop. So this does only give me 4 defense in the next turn. Yeah, there's the 30 that I was expecting. I'm going to use the energy potion here because I just need to play all of this. I can't start losing a ridiculous amount of HP, unfortunately. Alright, I'll use Seek in order to take Hologram and Consume. Then we'll Consume, Hologram, Consume. See, basically, when we get a free turn and we have the ability to Consume, Hologram, Consume, that's it. Like, that is when we are completely set up for the rest of the fight. Nothing can really harm us. Alright, I'm going to consume twice here, then zap, then hologram back the consume. So this is 18 damage, and then at the start of the turn, it's going to trigger twice. And the beautiful thing about this is that every single time I evoke an orb, it pushes off the last one. So you can see how ridiculous the effects are. Pretty ridiculous. Our discard size is not particularly large, so the stack is not a great idea. I'm going to go for the Smith here because I really wanted to upgrade the other recursion, so it's 0. I also want to upgrade loops. Oh, wow. This is difficult. This is a humdinger right here. It's not Blizzard, by the way, that I'm even looking at. It's the Gremlin Horn. Is it actually good? No. Alright, I'm gonna go for a Swift Potion for the final fight. I'll go for a Bandage Up so that I can prepare for the final fight. I'm gonna remove another card from my deck and go on. Here, I'll upgrade one of my loops. I might have to use my Swift Potion this fight. I'm not going to open this chest. I mean, crumbs. This is really bad. Let's consume before we chill. Then we'll get a bit chaotic. We'll loop and defend. So we're not even fully defended this turn. We have a ridiculous amount of energy this turn, though. Right, I'm hologramming back Consume. We'll play it. I'm going to play Loop. Then Glacier, which is also going to give me 2 energy back. Then Doom and Gloom. So at the start of each turn, I get 16 block. Game? Trigger the... What? They don't... Huh? Okay, they stack completely differently to how I thought they did. Damn it, damn it, damn it. That's a problem. Okay, the start of your turn ability... At the start of your turn, use the passive ability of your next 2 orbs rather than the passive ability of your front orb twice. It doesn't seem like it should stack in this fashion, but it does. That's a problem. That is a problem. We need to figure out what we do now, because life just became really difficult for us here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers. It's really difficult for us. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. Duckburg. Woo! Race cars, lasers. I've never seen that show. I've literally only heard Ben Schwartz sing it. We'll generate defense as best we can. Actually going to take Echo Form out of the deck. Because I think the double activation offered by Echo Form might be key here. Oh, I don't think I can do that. I think I have to double Impulse. So we're scaling basically at exactly the same rate our enemies are scaling at right now, and it is not okay. Double Glacier. It has to be. Okay. We escaped it. We're now on top of this fight. Good gosh, that was a hard-fought one, though. Oh, that could have easily just tanked us. Hologram Doom and Gloom is exactly lethal. Guess I'll also take Barrage, though. Juicy Bracelet and the Liquid Bronze. Defrag is interesting, but I don't think I take it. Because we get our focus elsewhere. Do I need to take Defrag? Because I would need to take Defrag and then upgrade Defrag before it's, like, really worth slowing down my ability to get Frost Orbs. Not even Reinforced Body. No. So Juzu Bracelet is regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. Awesome. All right. We're not doubling up anything yet. Okay. Let's Glacier. Recurse. Zap pushes you off the front of the stack. I'll Seek, take Echo Form, and then play it, because I can play it this turn. It's a pretty low impact loss there. And now I get to double up on things like Consume. I can get 9... Yeah, I can get 9 consumption this turn. Nine from consumption. Sorry, that's 9 Echo. Let's loop Impulse. We'll loop again twice, I guess. We'll recurse, hologram back the recurse again to put the Dark Orb back in the front position. So this goes for the enemy with the lowest HP. So that shouldn't count block, right? So it should kill this Darkling. I know what happened there, by the way. The impact happened twice first. So the armor resulted in basically this Darkling having the lower HP at the time. I don't know if I want another Barrage in the deck. I'm actually, like, going low on slots super often so that I can just hard play those Consumes. Transformer card? Yes. Let's actually get the Barrage out of here. It's Steam. Oh. Ooh. We're going to have ways of dealing damage. You know what? I'm taking the regen potion. It's just 15 extra HP for me. I'm also probably resting before we go into the boss fight. So let's consume hologram, consume chill. Yeah, I kind of expected how that went. I'm actually going to double seek here so that I can take both of them. I can't double seek, of course. Well, I'm glad I did the single seek then. Jeez. Because it's pretty important to have some defense there. Recursion double plane kills. Oh, of course, no, because it's not double recursing the front one. Yeah, okay, that's my bad. Yeah, I did that wrong. Again, we're gonna have to rest before the boss. I'm pretty displeased with how I played that fight, all things considered. Taking a multicast is... like, it makes the deck less consistent, but it does give me the ability to suddenly kill, and we can use that to skip the second phase of this fight. I am going to have to rest here, and I'm also immediately activating all potions as soon as we get inside. If I impulse, I get 5, but if I don't impulse, I get 6. If I multicast, I get 15 and then 8. 15 and 8 is 23, so I only take 1 damage. That's pretty good. We'll do that. Oh, it also activated because I ended the turn before the orb disappeared. So that's kind of cheating. Echo Form, Glacier, and I'm just going to recurse it twice. I didn't need to do it twice, but I did it twice because now playing 4 cards next turn, which is a pretty achievable goal, is going to reset the enemy. So what I'm thinking I want to do with my 4 cards is loop, hologram, consume. No, I need to hologram, consume. Then I'm going to Glacier. Yeah. It's just going to be extremely difficult for the enemy to ever do anything to me at this rate. Do I want to take 2 cards, or... Okay, so I've got an 8 and an 8 and 11, 8, 8, 11, 16, 11, 27, incoming damage 30. So, single defends me. And we've got extra energy next turn. I can't just consume. I mean, if I did, it would probably look a lot like this, but I can't do that. We'll defend, hologram back the defense, and play it again. See, we're only taking 3 damage here, so we lose the perfect, right? But if you'll bear with me for a moment, I'm pretty sure I can justify this in basically how ridiculous our Dark Orb is going to get. We only really need 2 loops played. Huh, you only let me play 1, right? I forgot about the timer. Ah, I forgot that was going to double play. That's really annoying. I didn't want to double play. I wanted to keep a Dark Orb around for a couple turns so that I could try and get some ridiculous stuff going on. Alright, fine. We'll just double play Doom and Gloom here. Single play Chaos. Alright, so now we've got the Dark Orb at the front of the line. And it's increasing twice a turn. By 18. See, the enemy is almost on half HP, which is what I'm terrified of. It's double recursion in my deck. Am I, like, actually dead? $36 damage coming in. Double defense is 16 plus 4. 16 plus 4 is 20, 28, 38. So I've got enough HP to survive this turn if I defend first. Fuck. The enemy gets more powerful because I ended my turn like that. What I was doing was I was trying to get the multicast orb out, but I couldn't get the multicast. Like, I just could not find it. I'm really mad there because there was definitely a winning play. That fight definitely could have been won. I screwed up. I screwed up. I should have maintained more of my frost orbs, and I also shouldn't have used consume as much, right? I should have, like, as soon as I got to a reasonable level with consume, I should have just left it and started accumulating slots, and then I should have had just a couple of those slots at all times dedicated to Glacier. I'm actually really frustrated by that because that was a really good run. It did not deserve that ending, but that's the ending I gave it because that's the kind of player I am. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been We'll Get 'Em One Day. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.